Just doing the setup here, guys. Just getting things ready. I suppose I better put my headphones on. Just waiting for a link to come through. Looks like it just did. If anyone's watching this already, I'll be with you soon. Sorry, I was just waiting for the link to come through because I can't seem to find it on here. Derek, if you're in the chat, can you send me the link? And I will try. There we go. I found it. Don't panic. It's all good. Except now I've got it all set up on the wrong computer. Right, we're getting there. Bear with me, guys. With all this social media stuff. Turn that off. Put that on silent as well. Right, I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds, let the old social media things go out and do their business, and then I'll start the show. I haven't got a song to start. I need to do a jingle or something. Maybe that can be my first competition. Ah, there we go. We have a plan. Just going to roll a cigarette here. Hope you don't mind me smoking, lads. You know, it's just who I am, is what I do. Bad for my health, I know. How is everyone in the chat? Everyone good? Nice to see you, Steve. Nice to see you, Derek. Check the old Facebook here. How you doing, guys? This is Radio FreakJam, and I'm gonna bring you some unsigned music. So, obviously, we're doing the jam night on the Thursday. I've been playing some unsigned bands at the start of the show, just to sort of a bit of filler while I get set up, while I get other hosts in, and other things involved. Buttons to press and knobs to twiddle, and well, that's not on camera. Just saying. So, yeah, I've got all this music coming in, and there's some great bands, and lots of which are friends of mine, and some of which I don't know, and some people I haven't talked to in years, getting in contact, sending songs. So I thought I'd play you some. I think it's only fair. I done one last week. It went quite well. I'm going to turn my speakers down so we don't get any feedback through my speakers, because that's always a good start. And yeah, I'm going to play you some of these bands. What have I got lined up for you tonight? We got some Nick Andrew, and I do believe the track I'm going to play is of his new album, which isn't released yet. So I've got another debut, another premiere. I've got some flashing lights in the background, just to give us a bit more of a party atmosphere. Got a beer. Hope you've all got a beer out there. And who else we got? We got some Crash Transit, which is a friend of mine, Pete Sipper, who was over here and moved to America years ago. He sent me some of his band. We've got Flat Top Band. We've got the Julia set. Yeah, we got some songs. So, lots changed in a week. I think suddenly the country is taking things a little bit more seriously, and we could be potentially, possibly, confirmations in isolation for maybe 6 months now, it's been reported. So from that point of view, I need more unsigned bands to play. So if there's any unsigned bands out there, please drop me an email at radio@freakjam.co.uk. Just a couple of tracks, a couple of MP3s. Please make sure that all of your ID3 tags are filled out properly. That way, when I put your songs into my system, I know what the band's called, I know what the song's called, the album, and everything like that, and I can actually give that information. If I haven't got that information, I probably won't play the track unless I can find out who it is easily. What's been going on this week? So I've started writing and recording music again, which I haven't done in months. So that's good. And Tony and I are working on a track, and we've enlisted Josh to do some drums, and we've enlisted Jim Reese to do some bass, and it's going to be cool. It's a cover. I'm not going to spoil the fun. We're going to have a bit of fun with this. So yeah, that should be quite interesting. What else have I done? I've stayed in a lot. I haven't gone out much. Went to the shops today. That was scary but fun. It's all good. We have food. That's always important. Right, let's get on with some music. Right, I need to find out where my software is. There it is. So, first up, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Andrew. Enjoy this one. Nick Andrew, L'amour de hair, I think it was. My French isn't very good, I'll be honest with you. My best one is Je m'appelle an ananas. My name is Pineapple. It doesn't get you very far, to be honest. But, you know, I talked about Nick last week, and we talked about Nick living in his car and how we were a bit concerned about how he's going to survive in this day where you have to self-isolate and stuff like that. So I've caught up with Nick. We're trying to get him on the jam on a Thursday. We've got a few technical issues we need to get through, but we're working on them. And Nick tells me he now has a room. Not a room to sleep in, obviously, because that would be stupid. It's a studio. He's got a studio where he can set his computer up and play his guitars and have students in to teach, and it's got a toilet. So Nick can have a wee and a poo and it's fine and there's no worries about that. And he's got a sink he can have a wash in and he can survive. And he's got a roof over his head if he needs it. So for all of those like me who were worried about Nick in these dark and desperate times, he is fine. He has a toilet. That's all we need to know. So I'm going to move on, and I'm next up going to play you Crash Transit. So you went from that nice, classy, classical feel of Nick there to a bit more of a barroom band.
Like I said, we're going to be doing this from the top and like trying to figure out what the words of the song are. There'll be words in this part, like we'll get there. It's like, and we'll go there and drink in the meantime. All right, here we go. Sidle up to the bar, I gotta tell you something. Got you thinking about the rent, the bills, the grind, the drills, the work, the boss. Now you're counting out the cost. Your honeybee buzzing about the honey-do list. With the honey-do that, the honey-do this. Got the greenbacks, the Benjamins, the sales tax, the sentiment, deadlines, the breadlines. You're up and down and back again. Thank God there's a whiskey bar on Broadway. Oh my, there's a neon sign inside. Hot damn, there's a cold one coming my way. And we can make it feel alright if we can make it to that whiskey bar tonight. I'm talking about the ball, the chain, the stress, the strain, the cold, the hot. She loves me not. The women are from Venus and the men are from Mars. The honor and the cherish and till death do us part. The in-laws, the old flames, the rugrats, the dating game. Your ex is the next kiss. You're off and on and back again. Thank God there's a whiskey bar on Broadway. Oh my, there's a neon sign inside. Inside. Hot damn, there's a cold one coming my way. And we can make it feel alright if we can make it to that whiskey bar tonight.
Crash Transit Band, ladies and gentlemen. Let me try clearing my throat. Word up to Rich out there in the chat. Mate, you got to sign into Twitter. Just saying. It's out there. I even put an early invitation out today because I knew I was going to do it instead of it being impromptu. So, that was it. Crash Transit Band. That was a good friend of mine, Pete Sippo. Lives over in America now, but he actually mastered the Frequency album that I was involved with, and I played you one of the tracks last week. And he actually very kindly mastered that in one of Sony's top studios up in London. And he invited me up, and I got to sit in a room, and there I was mastering my album at one of Sony's top studios, surrounded by platinum discs and gold discs of all these great artists. And do you know the only one that I can remember, because it stared at me through the whole session? Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers. Do you remember those? Think about it. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. And all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, Pete was very, very kind to sort of sit me up there in Sony Studios and master my album. And it's a great pleasure to be able to play his stuff now, seeing as he's over in America as well. So, I'm not publicly shaming you, Rich. I'm just sort of saying, you know, it helps to be signed into Twitter. I've put the adverts out there. You can't hold me responsible for this. Just saying. So, so I went out today. I went shopping, and I was going to take the car, and I was going to drive a few supplies to my parents, and the battery's gone on my car. It's been sat there for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, however long it's been, 28 days later. And the battery's just died. So that's going to be fun for me this week to fix. But enough of that. More music.
As night falls, her skin's torn. She sees herself knocking at locked doors. My questions, suggestions, do none of them follow you home? Infectious affection, hopeless perceptions of you. I'm not alone. Don't you know the fire burns around your soul? I can't get in. I tried. So it goes. You're safe inside, but you're all alone. I think you built these walls too high. 'Cause we'd all quite like to run away and spend our nights next to railways, to see trains go by, see the faces turn away, to see if hers might stay. There's energy in silence. All kinds of conflict create this violence. You love her, it's okay. 100 people think that way. Infectious affection, hopeless perceptions of what if we're not all okay. Don't you know the fire to see if hearts might stay. Oh, and the feelings fight for right of way, like the cars and bikes on motorways. It's behind your eyes, the voice inside your brain. I hope it whispers, stay, stay, oh, stay. Oh, 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 stay. Oh, stay.
And that's the band Home from the Unknown. As you might have seen, upon your request in the chat room last week, I have put little cards up which tells you the name of the song and the name of the band. So I encourage you guys to go out and check some of these bands out on Facebook, YouTube, wherever they've got sites. Just give them a Google. Go and support their music. You know, especially when we've got a bit of time on our hands. There's nothing better than listening to some tunes. Them guys are all the way from Salisbury. It was actually one of my favourite parts of England, to be honest, because of Stonehenge. We all like Stonehenge. Spinal Tap's like Stonehenge. And it's just beautiful down there. It makes you feel all a bit ooh, ooh. And I've actually done courses on Stonehenge. Most people don't realise that Stonehenge was actually built over the course of 1,000 years. It didn't just sort of spring up as all these big rocks. It started off as Strawhenge, and then a wolf came along and blew that down. Then it started off as Woodhenge, and a wolf came along and blew that down as well. And then it was Stonehenge, and obviously the wolf couldn't blow that down. That's really how it worked in history. I promise you. Go and check it out. Check your facts. You'll find out that I'm right. Maybe you won't. More music. Let's find another song for you guys. I'm glad you're liking the tracks. Nice to see the positive chat in the chat room there. Right, here we go. More music.
There's something growing, something in the air. You see me walk by in my killer
Pressing Buttons. Oh, that's a wicked track. I do love that. That's a Martyr of Secrets, and the song's Black Dulwich. That's another friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in years, Carl Dawkins. He's the bass player, and I have to say that bass line is just stonking, and it gets your head bobbing, and it gets your foot stomping, and then you got that Skunk Anansi vocal sort of coming in over the top of it, with the really sort of nice double harmony and bits and pieces. I did, love that track. They've sent me 3 others, so I'm sure I'll be featuring another one of those at some point in time, and I'm hoping that they're all gonna be good. So, Rich has got the pop-out chat. Look at you. So, basically, Rich is going outside for a cigarette, or his state-sponsored walk, because he loves to get his exercise during the day, and he can chat to us at the same time. So, that's rather cool. So, do need more music if I'm going to continue doing this show. So, I know Mr. McGregor has sent me some more tracks today, and I've actually got one of his coming up next for you. We have a band called the Divisionists with a song called The First Casualty. So, any unsigned bands out there want to send me some music? I'm just going to sit here and play them on a Monday night, have a beer, talk to some friends in the chat room, and tell everyone about you. So send any tracks to radio@freakjam.co.uk. Here you go. Here is the Divisionists.
Seen it on the TV, people in the streets
Divisionists there with the first casualty. I love listening to unsigned music or just music I haven't heard before. But especially when it's people you know, and obviously Mr. McGregor, they're here in the chat room, drums with me on a regular basis at the Jam, and he's done Depths with From the Ashes, and we have a lot of fun, and it's a pleasure to play with him. But when you listen to original music, you can quite often hear the influences. So for me there, the bass line, very Peter Hook, Joy Division. The guitars, very, very Pearl Jam. Rob, I think you hit a bit of Pearl Jam there as well, because obviously you got that sort of vibe going on. Little bit of the Doors influence in there as well. And it's just, you know, it's nice when you know people. Rob, tell me if I'm right. Is there influences of Pearl Jam, the Doors, and Joy Division in your band? Please tell me in the chat. I'm interested to see if I'm right, you know. So, yeah. Just, you know, I like picking apart songs, and it can make music really enjoyable. It can also make it very unenjoyable if you overanalyze things. So don't overanalyze, people. Talk about overanalyzing, which we're not, and this has nothing to do with it. So it's a really bad segue. So I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to play some music. Rob, I probably won't be playing some Frequency, but I will play you something of mine in a bit. Until then, the Flat Top Band. Oh, yeah. You know, yeah. Just upbeat. It's cool. it makes you stomp your foot. It makes you wiggle around in your chair, as Derek said on the chat. Actually, I was speaking to Mo. Mo's a friend of a friend. Got to me through Drew Murphy. Very talented singer and drummer. And yeah, Mo he's old school. And he does a lot of stuff with the 50s rock and roll scene, as you can probably guess. He's got this whole symposium going on, hopefully, as long as all this sort of clears up, with people like George Fenton and Rick Wakeman involved. And we're going to see if we can get Mo on at some point in time, probably on the Thursday show, to come and have a chat with us. He knows all the old guard of the 50s rock and roll and sort of into the 60s and 70s. So I think he's going to be an interesting man to chat with. So what's going on in the chat room? So Rob has confirmed that my estimations were largely correct, adding a bit of 60s psych bands, drugs, and I've probably hit the nail on the head. So I'm happy with that. I don't know a lot of 60s psych bands, to be honest. You know, I'm a bit young, Rob. Just saying. Yeah, just a bit young. So what is next on the hit list? The hit list next. Can't believe it, but have some guy out mowing the yard. Why not? You know, we're allowed outside, aren't we? Well, in all fairness, we are in England, Rich. I don't know what it's like out in the USA. But we're allowed outside. We're allowed to go for a walk. We're allowed to go and do our shopping. And we're allowed to help people. And obviously, if you're in your yard, you can mow your lawn. I suppose. Just guessing. I don't know. Anyway, music. Next up, we have the Julia set. So some of you might remember Mickey Berry from the Jam night in Slough when we were down at Rising Sun. I think Mickey used to come down. And this is his original band. Again, haven't spoken to him in years. He pops up on Facebook and sends me a couple of tracks. So I'm going to play you one right now.
Reflection of a sinner, nothing ever seems fair. You're thinking what could happen if you take it or refuse it. A skill that they will pay for, you don't know how to use it. You see it in the mirror, this thing you've been suppressing. Don't let your secret out now, gotta keep your buyer guessing. Smooth out all the creases and you look like you're in business. Close the door behind you, cause the mirror is your witness. Hoping for a much better way, praying it'll be okay. Make your move or they'll get away. Don't care what the others say. Do your thing and hope they will pay. Try to take it day after day. Want to run but you have to stay. Is this your first time? Is this your first time? You've missed your chance to choose now. There's got to be a winner, cause there's far too much to lose now. Keep it all together, don't let them see you shaking. Convince them you're the real deal, don't let them think you're faking. And moving through the darkness, you can see no hesitation. You're moving with a purpose to your final destination. The moment that you get there, you show them you can hack it. But when the door is open, you switch to automatic. Hoping for a much better way, praying it'll be okay. Make your move or they'll get away. Don't care what the others will say. Do your thing and hope they will pay. Try to take it day after day. You want to run but you have to stay. Is this your first time? Is this your first time?
It's not mine.
I was really enjoying that until that seedy bit at the end. I feel dirty. It's not my first time. I've done a show last week as well. I don't know. That was a bit creepy. It's creeped me up. The Julia set. Is this your first time? No, it's not. I can clarify that now, and I'm pretty much certain there are no virgins in the chat room. Just saying. So we've come to that point of the night, ladies and gentlemen, when my beer has run out. Which is obviously it's a big blessing because I have no more beer, but I do have a bottle of Jim Beam. Now it is Jim Beam because Jack Daniel's distant cousin, because I couldn't get any of Jack himself, so I've resorted to this. It's just as good. It's fine. And whereas I normally prefer Coca-Cola with my Jack Daniels, I have had to resort to Pepsi. There you go, Pepsi for the mixer. So yeah, I'm just going to open that over the microphone. There you go. You can feel the fizz. So yeah, these are hard times, people. Jim Beam and Pepsi instead of Jack and Coke. It's not quite the same, but I'm gonna struggle on and bring you the music with the resources that I do have. So cheers. Here's to your Monday night. And what have we got next on the list? We got some band called Days Remain. You might have heard of these before. You might be in the chat, one of them. But yeah, let's play this anyway. It's all good.
said goodbye today, my boy. Oh, King of Canaan, how far to Babylon? And 8 and 8 and 8 another 8. Oh, King of Canaan, how far to Babylon? And 8 and 8 and 8 another 8.
American Mary, How Far to Babylon, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't Josh. Sorry, I've got a glare on my screen from a lamp. I couldn't read the track listing properly. You don't need to know excuses. I got it wrong. It happens. That's why this is live. But that was American Mary, How Far to Babylon. And Andy's in the chat room. How you doing, Andy? I've had a chat with Andy once already today. You guys haven't? Yeah. Well, maybe you have. I don't know what Andy's movements are. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, Andy's coming on the show on Thursday. He's going to come and play us a couple of songs. We've done a bit of a setup today, and it's all working fine. And he's got a really nice microphone, and I have mic envy. Just saying. It's fine. It's not a problem. I'll be happy with mine. You keep your Rhodes. I'll be happy with my little Samson. It's all good. Yeah. I'll not say anymore. Yeah, I reckon The Cure and New Order vibes on that, Andy. I think that's what sort of makes me think of. Definitely. Good track. Really, really do enjoy that. What we got next? This time it's Josh. Yeah, okay, now I'm right. This time it's Josh. This is a Days Remain track. Give a round of applause to Joshua.
This heart out beating from my chest, and I offer you my one last breath. Falling to my knees, I will digress. When it's plain to see there's nothing left, I think you know me by now. I think you know me by now. I think you know me by now. I think you know me by now.
That offer you my one last breath. I drop to my knees, I will digress.
Days remain, I will digress. Weather's nice. I'm just digressing. It's all good. Yeah, that was Josh in the chat room with his band Days Remain. Really, really cool stuff. Very sort of, I don't want to sort of insult Josh, Alter-bridgey, post-grungy sound, and I love it. Incubus as well. Bit of Incubus in there too. So I'm running short on time. I've got 2 tracks I want to play. Rob, you wanted some Frequency. I'm not going to play you some Frequency. I'm going to play you some 8 Month Malfunction and Friends. So this is a track that features my lovely lady wife Tony on lead vocals. It's very funky, and it was a big collaboration with about 14 people across 3 continents. The bass player's in America, and it was mixed by my mate Paul Miro, who's in Derby, and stuff. And I hired a load of dancers on Fiverr to do the video. Check the video out on YouTube for this. It's really quite cool. I'm proud of it. So this is a song called Stand Up Funk.
This world can seem so crazy. What have we done to change? At times I know I'm lazy. It's time we upped our game. It's no use sitting idle. It's time to take a stand. It's time to make them notice. Get our head out of the sand. 'Cause there are more of us, and we can rule this town. Get up, up your seat. Don't take this sitting down. Get up, move your feet. Feel the funky rhythm of the beat. Get up, clap your hands.
Great month malfunction. Stand Up Funk featuring loads of cool people. MC Wrecker, James Calore on the horn, live horns on that. It's awesome. Lots of fun making that. Really lots of fun making that. So I've kind of hit my hour. I'm going to play you out with one song, ladies and gentlemen. But before I do, tune in Thursday, 8 o'clock for the live jam night. I've still got some slots available. If you want to join me, we can get together in the week. We can do a bit of a setup and make sure all your gear's working properly. Check out www.freakjam.co.uk. Click on the FreakJam radio page. Go to join us. And there's all the instructions of what you need to do. And there's a little form there where you can book yourself a time slot and we can get you on. So drop us an email. Please join us on Thursday. It's a great show. It really is a lot of fun to connect with all these musicians across the country. In Germany, we had a guy in Germany on Thursday who then proceeded to sit in their homes, their living rooms, their studios, and play us some songs in these dark and desperate times. So, something to do, 3 hours on a Thursday. What else are you going to do? Sit at home, have a beer, listen to us. It works. So I'm going to play you out with this last song. Kind of a song for our time, ladies and gentlemen. This is my good friend Paul Miro. Love him to bits. Used to be a fan, became a friend, and he's now just a top bloke. We've done a lot of work together musically. He's got a few other health problems, so he's hiding in his home like the rest of us and staying as well as possible. So this shout out to him. Hope you're well, Paul. Look after yourself. And this is a track called Carry On, which is what we've all got to do, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe, stay well, look after yourselves, and I'll see you Thursday.
Exactly what they were expecting, even when every day feels like it's the end of the world. They're like ants, first there's one and there's two, then the picnic is ruined. And I just don't have the bone in my head, tells me when to back off. Just got to carry on. Carry on. You just got to carry on. Okay, go ahead. I know you're dying to tell me your story. How you're clinging for dear life to the one good thing in your sight. You say it's early for drinking, but I see.
No. We're going to play that one again.
Exactly what they were expecting, even when every day feels like it's the end of the world. They're like ants, first there's one and there's two, then the picnic is ruined. And I just don't have the bone in my head, tells me when to back off. Just got to carry on. Carry on. You just got to carry on. Okay, go ahead. I know you're dying let's get moving on to the next shot before we lose the light. Singing, oh, you just got to carry on. Carry on, no, you got to carry on. Singing, oh, you just got to carry on. Carry on. I feel like a jailroad ticket. Don't look at me like I'm just passing through. While I'm trying to stay focused on the end game. Just doing things the way I always do. I've been hiding out where the sun don't shine such a long time. I don't feel much closer to where I wanna be. No, and it ain't for like you try. That's the one thing. One thing you can't. No, you can't lay a finger on me. Singing, oh, you just got to carry on. Carry on. Oh, you know you got to carry on. Yeah. Singing, oh, you just got to carry on. Carry on. Carry on. Oh, you know you got to carry on. Carry on.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the slight mistake there. Buttons pressing, bits and pieces like that. Thanks for tuning in. I am going to sign off now. I'm going to go and do something less boring instead. If you remember Why Don't You, I'm not being rude. See you later, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll hopefully speak to you again soon.